Commanders Nation, imagine this. Jayden Daniels drops back, rockets a deep ball downfield, and sprinting underneath it is none other than Tyreek Hill. Yeah, we're diving into a bold what-if that has fans buzzing. Could the cheetah have worn burgundy and gold in 2025? And what does this fantasy say about the Terry McLaurin situation? Before we break it all down, do us a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to Commanders HQ, and drop a comment with your dream WR duo for Jayden Daniels. Let's get into it. Crazy? Maybe. Impossible? Not as much as you'd think. In a recent piece for CBS Sports, NFL writer Cody Benjamin explored one of the most intriguing alternate realities for the Washington Commanders this offseason. What if Adam Peters had traded for Tyreek Hill instead of Deebo Samuel? Let's rewind. The Commanders came out swinging this offseason. With Jayden Daniels named Offensive Rookie of the Year and fresh off an NFC Championship run, Peters wasn't about to let the momentum go cold. He traded for five-time Pro Bowl tackle Laramie Tunsil to protect the young QB. Then came the blockbuster deal for Deebo Samuel, Jayden's new Swiss Army knife on offense. But according to Benjamin, that second trade could have gone in an entirely different direction. Benjamin wrote, Hill repeatedly teased his desire to split from the Miami Dolphins after the 2024 season, and Washington had plenty of salary cap space to invite his elite speed. Let that sink in. Hill, the cheetah himself, publicly flirted with the idea of moving on from Miami, and Washington, they had the cap flexibility, the quarterback, and the aggressive front office to pounce. In an alternate reality where Deebo lands in Houston, another team that was reportedly interested, the Commanders could have aimed even higher. Hill's elite speed paired with McLaurin's route running would have made for the most dangerous 1-2 punch in the NFL. Can you picture it? Daniels in shotgun, Tyreek wide right, McLaurin split left, safety sweating, NFC East defenses collapsing, playoff fireworks. Let's be clear, this trade did not happen. The Dolphins weren't looking to move Hill, even if he stirred the pot online, and the Commanders, for all their cap flexibility, opted for Deebo, a player Cliff Kingsbury can scheme up inside the offense he's tailoring for Jayden Daniels. But this what-if reveals something important. Washington is in win-now mode. The days of cautious rebuilds are over. Every move Adam Peters made, from revamping the O-line to reloading the skill positions, points to a franchise chasing a Lombardi, not just a winning record. And that urgency brings us back to another star wideout whose status is very real. Terry McLaurin. While Tyreek Hill remains a Dolphin, Terry McLaurin remains, for now, a holdout. He skipped mandatory minicamp, and tensions between his camp and the Commanders' front office have quietly escalated. The clock is ticking, training camp kicks off July 22nd, and McLaurin still doesn't have an extension. He's entering the final year of his deal, and while both sides say they want a resolution, the details remain murky. Yet, as Cody Benjamin wrote, it seems almost unfathomable the Commanders won't find a way to appease their top wide receiver. That echoes what many inside the league believe. McLaurin is more than a WR1. He's the soul of this offense, the veteran who stuck it out during the dark years, and the ideal complement to Jayden Daniels. But reports suggest he wants top 10 receiver money, which could push his asking price north of $28 to $30 million per year. For comparison, Jamar Chase's new deal set the wide receiver market at $40.25 million AAV, and several others are sitting at or above that $30 million mark. Let's break it down. Scenario 1. McLaurin gets extended before camp. This is the ideal outcome. It removes distractions, keeps Jayden's favorite target happy, and lets Cliff Kingsbury fully implement his offensive vision, with McLaurin, Deebo, and Gallup ready to roll. The cap hit gets smoothed out. Everyone wins. Scenario 2. Holdout begins in training camp. McLaurin could continue sitting out, or worse, hold in if no deal is reached. That affects chemistry, rhythm, and team morale heading into a critical season. Or Scenario 3, trade rumors reignite. If things get ugly, Adam Peters may have to consider the unthinkable. And yes, that's where wild what-ifs like a Tyreek Hill swap come back into play. Ironically, this fantasy becomes real on November 16th when the Commanders face the Dolphins in Madrid, Spain, as part of the NFL International Series. Tyreek Hill versus Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels versus Tua Tagovailoa. This will be one of the marquee matchups of the entire 2025 NFL season, with playoff implications and bragging rights on the line. Imagine if this what if played out for real. The NFL world would have exploded. Let's not sugarcoat it. Jaden Daniels lit the league on fire in 2024. Offensive Rookie of the Year, NFC Championship run, and maybe most importantly, he made the Commanders relevant again. But the pressure is already mounting in Ashburn, not just on Daniels, but on the organization as a whole. Why? Because the Washington Commanders are staring down a cautionary tale that's still unfolding just a few hours west in Cincinnati. The story of Joe Burrow. LSU brothers' NFL expectations. The parallels are hard to ignore. Both transferred to LSU, both won the Heisman, both were top 2 picks, and both instantly made their struggling franchises contenders. But here's where the paths must diverge. Joe Burrow, for all his talent, is stuck fighting uphill battles because of what's happening around him, not because of what he's doing. The Bengals have gone just 14-13 in Burrow's last 27 starts. Why? Because their defense kept putting them in shootouts. High-octane losses where 350 yards and 3 touchdowns weren't enough. And Washington's front office, especially Adam Peters, needs to take that as a serious warning. The defensive stats don't lie. As electric as Daniels was in year 1, Washington's defense was often the problem, not the solution. Let's break it down. Rushing defense, 2024. Ranked 30th in the NFL, giving up a whopping 137.5 yards per game. Scoring defense, 23 points per game allowed, just middle of the pack. High-scoring games allowed, 7 games where opponents dropped 30-plus points, including the infamous 55-31 blowout in the NFC Championship against the Eagles. That game wasn't just a meltdown, it was a statement. A flashing red light telling the league and Commanders fans that no matter how special your quarterback is, if the defense can't hold the line, you're not going anywhere. Offense can't be your only identity. Here's the thing. The Commanders know how to build around a young QB. Look what Peters and Dan Quinn already did this offseason. Traded for Laramie Tunsil, elite pass protection. Added Deebo Samuel to give Daniels another weapon. Drafted Josh Connerly, a first-round lineman for long-term blocking, and kept Pro Bowlers like Terry McLaurin, assuming that deal gets done soon. On paper, this offense is built to hum, but if they're scoring 27 and giving up 30, you're stuck in neutral. The pressure on Joe Witt Jr.'s unit. Joe Witt Jr. is no stranger to building aggressive, disruptive defenses, and he's got some interesting pieces to work with. Veteran leaders Bobby Wagner and Lou Vu at linebacker, a revamped D-line with Dorrance Armstrong, Dietrich Wise, and maybe even a surprise veteran signing before camp, and a promising rookie corner in Trey Amos. But there are still huge questions on the edge and in the run-stopping department. Is there enough firepower to pressure QBs without blitzing every down? Can the front 4 get home consistently? Can this team stop the run when it matters most? These aren't small issues. They're the foundation of whether Daniels thrives or stalls. History repeats if you let it. We've seen this movie too many times. Andrew Luck retired early because the Colts couldn't protect him. Matthew Stafford spent a decade in Detroit playing from behind. Justin Herbert is still trying to escape the curse of poor support. And now, Joe Burrow, as brilliant as he is being held back not by himself, but by what's around him. That can't be Jaden Daniels' story. Not in year 2, not when you just went to an NFC title game, not when your quarterback could be the face of the league in a few years. The window is open, don't waste it. With a franchise TB on a rookie deal, this is the window. Ask the Eagles, ask the Bengals, ask the 49ers. When you've got a star quarterback making manageable money, you go all in. The Washington front office knows this. It's why they've been aggressive. But now, with camp less than a month away, the heat is on the defense to match the offense's energy. If they do, we're not just talking playoffs again, we're talking rings. So, now we ask you, would you have traded for Tyreek Hill instead of Deebo Samuel? Do you think Terry McLaurin should get top 10 money, or would you have already moved on?
Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to Commanders HQ for all your insider updates, rumors, and bold predictions. We'll keep you covered from Ashburn to Madrid and every gridiron in between. Hail to the Commanders, and never stop imagining what's next.